Hey guys, Carl, sir. So, as some of you know, I'm kind of fighting an infection right now, so please don't judge my voice too much. I was gonna hold off on this video, but to be honest, I don't feel like I've made a really good video lately, and hopefully you guys saw the intro at the beginning of this instead of me just going, hey, what's up? I mean, you're gonna hear that too, but hopefully you heard something before that, and that's gonna be my new intro for a little while, and then I don't know, I'll figure something out later maybe, but somebody turned me on to it. Somebody showed me where it was, and I'm trying to, get that into all my videos for now, except for code videos. It just won't work very well to get those in. So, back to the topic. Today's topic is ToA, but we're gonna do. I was gonna do 1 to 30, but I did 1 to 4, showing somebody something. Sorry. So we're gonna do 5 to 30, but we're only gonna use free-to-play monsters like these guys right here at the beginning of my stuff, like Sig. So we want to take a healer. We really only need one. For the early levels, you can usually get away without having a healer, but I'm going to go ahead and run one just to show you a good comp, right? So this is what I consider a good comp right here. You can switch her out for Bella if you need. There's a specific reason you would do that. We'll get into that as we go. But basically, I'm just going to press play and you can watch them go. When we get to the bosses, we'll talk about how to defeat them a little bit. This is meant to be kind of a beginner's guide on ToA, so if you already know, a lot of the beginner stuff, I would skip on to the next video. The next video is not going to be out for a couple days. Same thing as this one. I'm going to make the video probably tomorrow, and then there'll be some minor editing done finally, and then adding the intro to the thing, and eventually I'll make a card at the end of the thing. And there's a lot to do still, but with all this new content coming out, because Shayna's not the same anymore. So I'm going to try to make all of my videos for ToA not include the twins whatsoever, unless I also I might show one team with twins and then one team without. So there are some bosses that it really is beneficial to have the twins. It just really is. And if I do that, what I'll do is I'll play Diva, because Diva was just given out for free. Everybody playing right now, shy of the saddest person ever who started the day after the HOH was over, should have Diva. If not copies, plural of Diva. So most people should have Diva and probably a twin of some sort, but either way, I'm not going to roll twins unless I go Diva and somebody else. And like I said, I won't produce that video unless I can also show you a non-twins team. This team, I'm gonna change it up just right here in a second, I'm just showing you how easy it is. They're rolling right through this, right? Obviously, my runes are good. They're better than you're gonna have if you can't get past ToA 30. But honestly, even if I took like 2 runes off every one of these champions, all it would really do would slow it down a little bit. And this is sort of a safe team. I've got like a healer, I've got a cleanser, I've got a defense buff, a lot of stuff that's kind of unnecessary at this low level, but I find that it's really good to teach all of the team, right? So this is the whole team, and as soon as we get to 10, I'll start breaking down what each person does and why I added them to the team and not someone else. When you're on the 1 to 9, 11 to 19, blah blah blah, except for every 5th, you can usually pull your healer away and then throw in an extra damage, especially if you have an AoE damage like Sig. Sig is not just an AoE damage, she's also an AoE CC. So run her, crit heavy, watch her CC everything, and also do tons of damage, and woohoo, we wave the flag of victory. I gotta get a flag so I can do that next time. That sounds like a fun thing. I'm not doing that, that's not actually happening. That's not happening. I'm not making like a Carl Sir flag. No. Nah, man, sorry. It's not happening. So, we're about to be there, and I'll stop and sort of explain. But I'm going to go through the people and how you get them really quick. Lapis, you're given Lapis for free very early on. If you found this video, you've probably already gotten Lapis for free. If you ate Lapis, hopefully you have another creature you can just replace her with by this point. I would go with something, if you have a Zeros, obviously Zeros is very strong here. I'm trying to just use free-to-play champions right here, and that's why you won't see anything special like Zeros or Thunder Chicken or anything like that. Alright, So now we're at the first boss, and we'll talk about the mechanics here. So Bella is here because, one, she defense breaks, right? So she's going to hit them, defense break them, and her Q is also going to reduce their attack bar by a little bit. Not all the time, it's a 50% chance, but sometimes. So it's really the defense break, but then also her C's will pull all the beneficial effects off of a champion, and because she's 2A Bella, she'll get some extra attack bar. If you don't have 2A Bella, don't worry. Bella is still a very solid choice for here. Her third ability will, and this is 2A and not 2A Bella's, her third ability will heal everyone 30% or so, and then increase everyone's attack bars 30%. So not only is she a good healer, good utility, but she also increases attack bars. That really helps, especially early when a lot of your monsters are slower. You know, so she's just a really, really strong healer. Megan. Megan is here. Oh, and Bella, by the way, is a secret dungeon. You can find her on Sundays. Good luck. Honestly, people don't, like some channels you'll find where people really try to help each other get those secret dungeons, and then other channels, yeah. I would suggest joining me in 140. The people there are really good. They'll really try to help out usually, so... I mean, obviously we have trolls like everybody else, but it's pretty good there, so I would check that out. Megan is a random drop. As far as I know, there's no way to get her through, like, farming or anything. But I've picked up, like, 7 of her. She's a very easy-to-come-by monster. She's the water magic witch, if I remember right. So just pick her up. She is your attack and defense buffer. Also, when she does that third ability, the attack and defense buffer, she gives you a little attack bar increase. Again, which again... Since we're talking about early game, where a lot of the times your monsters are nowhere near as fast as they should be, this attack bar increase on top of Bella's really starts to, like, help you generate turns, so that you're getting more turns than the enemy is, and that's really important, especially early. Her Toad Poison is her second. It'll remove one beneficial effect from the champion. A lot of the bosses don't have a lot of beneficial effects, so if any at all... You probably won't use this a ton, but you will use it some, and you'll be glad when you have it. Her Q is just a little damage with a little dot. That's a decent chance. But basically, you're keeping her for her third skill. And her second skill is just not bad. So Veramos, I feel like there needs to be a video done on him specifically. You can see mine's fully skilled. I do believe that he's worth fully skilling. His S1 will drop dots on the person, and his S2 will stun everybody. It really comes in handy. The bosses on ToA cannot be stunned, but all the ads can. And so his stun, his AoE stun, when it hits everybody, it won't stun everybody, but it'll, you'll notice it, and it's nice. And then obviously, this is the other reason to run Veramos. He's your cleanser. Every turn that he gets, he will remove a harmful effect from everyone on the team and give them a tiny heal. It's like, yeah, it's 3%, and recovers 3% of their HP. Woo! Wave the flag again. No. So, I can make a ToA flag. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's happening. Maybe. So, you bring him as a little bit of a damage, a decent tank, and then also, the damage comes from the dots, and then also a cleanser. That's why he's listed as a support right here. I mean, he's kind of like a supporty tanky. If his dots can get through, they'll do a decent damage kind of thing. Next, we're going to go to Sig. Sig is going to be a huge... She'll help you keep everything CC'd. Her S2 will do a ton of damage, because it does damage not only based on, attack and crit damage and whatever, but it also does damage based on their maximum health. Mwah, that's amazing. It's like 7% of their maximum. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But it's all the damage you would get off this, and then also a chunk of their HP. So... very good character to have. Her S3 will also help you freeze everything. When her S3 crits, it freezes. You'll see that at the very end right here. Freezes them for 1 turn if you get a critical hit. So a lot of the times you run her with a lot more crit rate than I have mine. I just don't use mine much anymore, so she doesn't have my top rate runes. Which is great because I don't want her to have top rate runes for this video, so... the other character, Lapis. As you can see, mine is not even on all, like, plus 12s. I've got, like, plus 9s right here, or whatever. Plus 6. This is plus 0. I mean, this is not a monster that's been beefcaked. She is somewhat skilled, but I wouldn't use devils on that. I'm totally against it. She doesn't need it. I just gave her family skills. I run her Despair especially for ToA because it's just really, really nice to have a lot of CC in ToA. Like, honestly, the strategy for most levels, most of the time, is either CC and nuke, AoE CC, and dot to crap, like a Rika, right? Like, you throw her out there and throw her third skill and watch them just drop dots on everybody all over the place. And then you pull like a Helia or Melia, whatever that the little fairy sprite thing is that just, and then more dots. Yeah, she's nasty. I mean, so as you can see, this one's not crazy built. I don't have. Oh yeah, look at that. That's not even. Yeah. So she has two runes that are +0, two +6s, a +9, and a +9. Yeah. So they don't have a single +12. So, and she's gonna do really well. She could probably be soloing right now. So that's basically the explanation of the core team that I'm using. Right after we kill this boss and make it a few more levels, I will switch out one of the champions, and I'll explain why too. I'll get into that now, though. So there's a couple other champions that are really good for ToA. And I'm just talking about free-to-play champions here. I may mention non-free-to-plays, but we're only going to really talk about free-to-plays. The other really good champion I want to mention first is Gianna. She is so strong. So strong. Now, I don't believe she's as great in every level of ToA as some people like. Because usually the point is to CC them so they don't even get a turn. But if you're trying to attack bar control them and then you throw her taunt on top of that, it does help make sure that she takes the damage. She can soak it, she can make herself invincible, whatever it is. If somebody else has been defense broken, she can make them invincible. That way they don't get, wrecked and then you gotta start over, etc. So she is very handy. She's you want to build her lots of speed, tons of HP, good amount of defense because you're going to roll her as a tank. I believe in the high speed, like let's boost that speed kind of thing, So bring the speed, bring in the noise, watch her bring down the house. It's great. The other champion to talk about is Spectra. Spectra is... Sorry, I got dogs and they're like posturing up here and I gotta be like, hey, don't y'all do nothing. That's right, you lick his chin. Lick his chin, don't you be mean to him. I'll come down there. I'll do it. I'll come down there and beat you up. Don't you be mean to him. Down. You're not allowed on my bed. Down. Down. That specific dog's not allowed on my bed. He has his own bed and none of the other dogs are allowed on that bed, so... It's all about, trying to let them have their own places. One of my dogs was really nervous, so... the other... Hold on. Rambo, come on, go away from there. Valor, out. Out. Go. Rambo, you stay. Out, Valor. Rambo, stay. They're getting confused. They're like, which one of us are you talking to? Rambo, leave him alone. So, back to Spectra. Spectra is the Fire Griffin. Spectra is very useful. If you have to roll Spectra on Swift, that's okay. But Spectra really starts to do some awesome stuff when you put him on Violent. Put him on Violent. Early, when you don't have him 6-starred, I would suggest Speed, HP. However, once you get him 6-starred, I would switch to Speed, crit damage, and then here's where you gotta make a choice. His 6th rune can either go attack % or HP %, but whichever one you choose, you need to be hunting for subs of the other one, because he's still got to have a good amount of HP to survive in ToA, especially when you get into ToA Hard. And he is a ToA Hard champion. I mean, he's... I'm mostly mentioning, like, Jan and Bella, Vero, Sig, this monster. I mean, those are all tier 1 ToA monsters, especially if we're talking free-to-play. Like, those are some of the best. So you definitely want to give him, first of all, good runes. Second of all, make him nice and fast. Get him that violent set when you can. You don't want to prioritize something like that too soon, because that'll eat a lot of your resources that you'll need to complete other things. I have not put out any sort of guide for like do this, progression guide, and I will not for some time. The reason why is because I won't just make up crap, and I feel like if I was to put up something like that, I haven't made enough accounts and tried enough things to make my own, like, this is what I say kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I won't be putting out something like that. If you want to ask me, in a PM, I'm more than willing to, to give you my opinion, but I'm not going to put out a video about it. Not for some time. Probably a couple of months at least, so I can experiment and see, stuff like that. So I'm going to drop Vero and pull in my Spectra. My Spectra is still 5-star, and because of that, it's the runes. There we go. You'll see that I run the speed, crit damage, HP percent like I was talking about. The problem with that is, although he has enough HP to live, 15,000, he does not have a ton of attack, which means that when he hits with his S2, which also hits based off their max HP, it's not going to crit super hard. I mean, it hits decent, it's nice. I mean, I can still hit the bosses, and they feel it, but it could be a lot better. So if I was willing to go that attack percent rune right there, but I will not do that unless I 6-star, because you just saw the max health, the base max health. It was like 6,500 HP. That's so low, like, holy crap. I can't think of another, I mean, that's so low. His base HP is tiny. It's insane how low it is. I mean, geez. So I hold that you need to use an HP rune until you 6-star him, and mine's not 6-starred, so I follow my own advice. He's got an HP rune. Now, if I 6-star him, sorry, if I 6-star him, then I will. Then I will go ahead and move that to an attack percent rune, and then I will go ahead and get him some more HP subs, so it still kind of balances out, but then he'll have more attack. I'd also get him a lot more crit damage. For me, I don't rely on him very much. I actually only even use him on one thing. So he does not have great runes. But that's because I have a lot of non-free-to-play champions that can fill the role that he has. For instance, my Wind Chicken, the Thunderclap Chicken. You kind of don't need Spectra very much. Spectra still does have something that Wind Chicken doesn't, but I can replace Spectra's S2 with Wind Chicken, so... And my Wind Chicken's got a whole lot better runes than my Spectra, and a higher base HP, so I don't have to worry about that. I think we're going to cut this at 25. It's starting to get a little long. My throat's already starting to, like, I don't like having to stop for, like, drinks and stuff in the middle of a short video, It'd be one thing if this was going to be, like, an hour long, but it's not. This is about as far as I can ramble without just like... What? I fell asleep, sorry. So... yeah, we'll push to 25, and then I'll stop on the mini-boss on 25. I'm going to go ahead on 20 and rotate one of the other champions I'll bring up, and then that's basically all the champions to bring up. When you're talking about getting past 20 and 30, basically what we're talking about now is runes. If you're stuck on, like, 18, for instance, ToA normal 18, chances are you just don't have the runes and the champs to get further than that. Mostly runes, because if you have the wrong champs but the right runes, you can usually get, a decent far. But if you don't have the right runes, which the rune requirement for early ToA is not all that high. But there is sort of a point where it's right around 30, right? Right around ToA normal 30 is kind of where it's like, if you're really beginner, if you don't have a moderate GB10 yet, that usually people get kind of stuck right there, or at least get bogged down, and it starts getting really slow to kill and stuff like that. Like you just saw those talks that I just killed. When I've done that on one of my alts, it was insane. I mean, it was a baby account that I was trying to level up a little bit, and I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it, but I was trying to kill that monster, those freaking water mammoths, and they were just like, haha, we have tons of health, which they didn't. I just didn't have the rune quality to really kill them. So And obviously, like I said, these monsters have better rune quality than you're going to have in the beginning, but these are not monstrous runes. They really aren't. I mean, especially you saw my Lapis. My Sig's not fully deviled, you know, she's like half deviled. Ooh, I will stop here because this is stage 20. It looks like Brandia. Yeah, Brandia's the boss, which I didn't even pay attention to the boss before we came in. So this is basically the strategy for any time you're going to pop off on a boss, right? So Spectra went first before I could stop it, which is fine because if you noticed, he slowed everybody, right? Great, that works awesome. Since no one on my team needs health, I'm going to try to defense break. Bam! Now that I got that defense break, I'll just throw some... That was about the attack bar regen, right? And then I'll throw another one. And now my Lapis is going to get to go, and then my Sig's going to get to go before they even get to touch. Now I eat some of their attack bars. Yeah, even if that hadn't killed her, Sig would have just wasted her from there, you know. That's basically the strategy for killing ToA bosses. You want to... Now, those ones didn't have any sort of, like, revenge proc where they were going to attack me because I attacked her. But some specific levels of those bosses will have revenge monsters where anytime you attack anyone, it strikes back at you. Those are real, like, rune requirement style levels. Like, you need to know a little bit about ToA, and you really need to have the rune quality. Because if you don't have the rune quality, you're going to have a really hard time. Sorry, guys. Woo. About to drop my phone. Sorry, let me get some water again while this, you know, auto's 21. Oh, yeah, there we go. Well, hopefully I'll have this video up tonight, and I'm not going to put it up until I have the intro created first, and I'm going to go create the intro right after this video is done. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to cut it at 25, because, man, I just, like I said, I have an infection right now that I got an antibiotic for, and then I took all the antibiotic, and it didn't kill the infection, so now I got to go back to the dentist and get a new set of antibiotics, and it's like, this is just going to be another week. It's just annoying, but I'm going to continue putting out videos anyway. I'll just try to clear my throat really, really well before a video, and if I have to, I'll just try to keep it short. Or I'll come up with things for you guys to listen to, like music in the background. No, I can't do that, because then I'll get all those flags, and, you know, eventually I want to be monetized, so, you know, I can't have music playing in the background, evidently. I mean, I get it, but still, you know. People liked that. People liked it when you had some music going on in the background. They did. Freaking people liked watching on Twitch and knowing what some of those the league pros, knowing what they like to listen to. Like, I saw people just happy to know what they listen to. Oh, that's cool. I listen to that too. I mean, that's what floats your boat, whatever. But, like, they took that away, kind of, you know. But it's like, it's the legality of it all. So hard to argue, I guess. This is 23. Yeah, so 2 levels left. I'll go ahead and swap Fran in so you can see a little bit of her. Whoops, wrong button. Either way, we'll go right back. Boop. Alright, so I'm going to drop Bella and add Fran. As you can see, we're really not having any trouble, so I'm definitely just going to stick to one healer. I actually would suggest popping that healer out and seeing how it goes, putting in something like a Lauren. The reason Lauren is because her passive, every time she attacks, she'll reduce the attack bar of the person she's attacking, and with a 75% chance, she'll reduce their defense. So that's nice. My Lauren is just getting put to level 40, and I don't max their runes before 40 unless I'm going to use them, like, hard, and I'm not. So her runes are not maxed at all. She's probably got +9 to +12 on all her runes. Probably a lot of 5 stars. Not, you know, she's got sort of a tanky build. Usually what you do with her is build her tanky. I think I did another video over her. Yeah, I did another video over Lauren already, so I won't go too much into that. But it's definitely to build her tanky. I mean, you can see she's built tanky, and she's not just one-shotting them, but she's doing a lot of damage. Wow, speaking of damage, they already have a lowered defense, and then they defense broke, so he basically did true damage there. That's why it was so crazy. But, alright, this is going to be Now we're lining up to do the boss. All right, or the mini boss. Sorry. Since it's the mini boss, I'm gonna go ahead and keep Lauren in and keep my healer out. Okay, now this is important. I'm taking a look at what we're going to be running up against. It's 2 Renas, which... And then a Mihail, which I don't think it'll be a problem. If we were further on in ToA, then I'd be like, okay, let's try to work the team around it. If you get stuck on something like this, then that's exactly what you need to do. Work the team. As you see, like, attack order can be really important too. Like, this was 3... of the dark of that thing, and then there were 2 Bernards, right? Bernards are going to increase the attack bar of everybody on the field, and that means if one of them gets to go, their whole team will get to go. So I made sure that my monsters killed those 2 Bernards first, and then wiped off the rest of them, because the Bernards might actually be fast enough for everybody to get a turn. And although that wouldn't really affect me at this point, it's still important to know, and I try to stay with that practice period, unless I'm like, don't look, while it's autoing. Like, don't look, just watch the loot. Like, unless I'm doing something like that, then I usually just, keep an eye on things, make sure it's all going to go. Like in this case, I don't want that Mihail to get his defense buff off, so with that guy, and then, pop off the 2 Renas after that. I'm also trying to get my... the chick to level up right there, but that's basically it, guys. This is a lot of the basics, basic monsters, basic stuff to talk about. This is Jean or Jan, I don't know, I've heard people say it different. Her base HP as a 6-star level 40 is 12,000, and her base defense is 714. I mean, dang. Basically, you build her mega tank and just watch her use all her abilities, and then like her first ability, for instance, only when it's her turn. But if she attacks somebody with that first ability, she'll heal somebody on the field, whoever has the lowest HP on your team, by 10%. It's so great. I mean, it's so great. On top of that, it has a chance to stun, but oh. And the damage is based off her max HP. So you want to give her a lot of HP. I threw a defense rune on mine, or 2 defense runes it looks like, and then I got a crap ton of HP subs, basically. You can see mine's speed, defense. I'm not sure what I was using her for, that I wanted her to have 1800 defense, but it's probably not something I'll keep. It's just something I had, I'm sure. I would definitely run her speed, HP, because her Q goes off of that. I mean, there's no reason why not to. So her S2 basically removes all harmful effects on an ally and makes them invincible. So if you've got an ally that's about to die, you can cleanse them, protect them, and then move on. Also, her 3 is the taunt, and this is how it works. When she uses her S3, she instantly gets another turn. Okay, so she uses her S3. If it taunts everybody, this is what usually happens. She uses her S3, it taunts whoever it's going to taunt, and then she gets another turn. And on her second turn, she throws the invincibility on herself. Unless a bunch of her taunts failed, and then sometimes she'll throw it on somebody you don't want to die. But if they're about to get... You've got to, like, watch the turn order, because if they're about to get a turn, and then the other people will go, then, it just got wasted. So you got to watch your turn order and, like, who's going to get the next turn. Usually the strategy is taunt everybody, invincibility myself. I would get used to that a little bit before you try to, like, branch out a whole lot. I would make her pretty fast. You notice mine's got a 101 speed right there. I would try to make her at least an 80, 90, something like that. It's not terribly hard because, I mean, this is a plus 12 and it's 31, like, I don't have amazing runes on her. Getting just plus 100 with a Swift set is really easy. I mean, that's 31, and then the Swift set itself is an extra 25. So there's 56 right there, and you only got to come up with another 40 or 50 to get another plus 100. So it's really not that hard. But that's it, guys. I'm done. We're gonna cut this video here. It was great seeing you guys again. I really like the feedback you guys have all given. Oh, and by the way, if you see this video before the end of September, I have an event going on through some of September in one of my other videos. If you go check it out, you have a chance to win something. I'm not going to really talk about it a whole lot because you got to go check it out. But you can win something by just commenting you're not a guarantee. It's, you know, you get an entry if you just comment. So you don't have to pay, you don't have to do anything like that. You do have to sub to the channel, which is free, and then comment. And then if you win, I'll just verify that you've subbed, and there you go, Bob's your uncle, and you get the thing. You gotta go check the other video and find out what it is, though. So, if you guys have hung out with me this far, thanks, guys, and I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys in the next video, where hopefully I'll actually be able to talk.